U.S. Secret Service agents have been sent home from Colombia because of engaging in illegal sexual activity, although I don't even think it's illegal in Colombia.
Yeah, it depends. There's certain zones that you're allowed to have sex with hookers in.
Yes. So 12 agents are involved. However, one agent is accused of coital activity.
Coital activity. That's the first time I've heard it put just that way. Okay. I believe that is what you do with prostitutes, right? I suppose you could do other kinds of activity, but normally chess is not what's happening.
I don't know why I'm feeling so goofy, but yes.
This is a very serious story, Anna. I can't believe this. Okay, the Secret Service have been caught with hookers. Do you have any idea how serious this is? Because if you do, let me know, because I don't know how serious it is.
Exactly. The story, it made headlines today, right? It's such a big deal to everyone, but except it's not that big of a deal. Okay, so these agents wanted to have sex. They paid a prostitute for it. It's not that big of a deal. Did they put Obama's life at risk? No, not really. This happened before he even arrived.
But look, Anna, look, I want you to understand. Before the president arrives, 1 or 2 days ahead of time, if someone has the wrong kind of sex, what do you think happens then?
It's a great point, Cenk.
Wait a minute, nothing happens, does it?
Right.
Okay, all right. Anyway, President Obama is very upset about this. Let's listen to him.
If it turns out that some of the allegations that have been made in the press are confirmed, then of course I'll be angry. We're representing the people of the United States. And when we travel to another country, I expect us to observe the highest standards.
Yeah, Americans? Highest standards when we travel abroad. Yeah, that's not really what we're known for.
Yeah, exactly. And also, being the president, it's very, very difficult. There are very challenging aspects of being president. But I think that lying to people about how outraged you are is one of the hardest. Inside, I'm wondering what he's thinking, right? Because if I were to be president and I had to pretend like I was outraged about this, no one would believe me. It would be so obvious that I'm lying.
Yeah. Look, I'd be a different kind of president. That's why, among the many reasons why I can't be president. But that's why, sometimes people ask me, would you be a politician? No, because even on small stuff like lies like that, I can't do it. So, to the Secret Service, 11 of them were caught, 17 overall, 5 special operations forces as well, 11 of them sent home. And what do you think about that? I'd be like, I guess it was their business. So, okay, next question. And people would be like, oh, how could the president say that? There were hookers. There were hookers. And why are people paying attention to this story? Because there's sex involved. The minute there's sex, everybody's heads explode, / they love it and can't wait to get enough. Can't wait to get more on it. So they're like, yes, tell me more about the hookers, right? And in Colombia, there's these tolerance zones, which I love the name of that. Okay, I think we should expand tolerance zones everywhere, where I think they can have the sex with a hooker. So there's literally no issue here, none. But it's okay. Part of the reason that Obama has to be pissed is because here comes Republican congressional investigations. Darrell Issa, go.
Each of these individuals apparently compromised, if you will, their room, putting somebody in a room that very much could compromise them now or in the future due to blackmail. So we've got to find out how widespread it is and how you change that part of the culture at the Secret Service, where they think they can have 2 roles, one in which they're protecting high-level, high-value individuals like the president and the cabinet, and another one in which they say we're off-duty, we can do whatever we want. The two are not distinguishable when you look at foreign governments trying to infiltrate our elite units protecting our most valuable targets.
Okay, so now they're never off-duty. So apparently we can get in the Secret Service private lives forever. No, you drank a little too much that night. You know what? You did this and you did that. You hooked up with the wrong girl the other night. Oh my! What happens if you cheat on your wife? Ever, right? You can't distinguish between your private life and protecting cabinet members, etc. You know why this is happening? It's President Obama. They're like, let's do an investigation. It's got sex in it. It's his fault. Everything is his fault. Let's just take advantage of the situation as much as he can.
Yeah,
right?
The objectives are really interesting because if you look at the media, it's basically intellectual porn consumption, right?
Totally.
And then when you look at the Republican Party, it's just an opportunity to bash Obama, right? And make it sound very salacious and very, scandalous, when it really isn't. It's not that big of a deal. They went to Colombia. They paid prostitutes to have sex. Who cares? Who cares?
Yeah, no, maybe they can get bribed by that. Or blackmail. What, for hooking up with hookers in a legal area, what are you going to blackmail him with? It's like saying, oh, you know what? I heard somebody smoked pot in Amsterdam. Maybe I could blackmail him. If you find someone who doesn't smoke pot in Amsterdam, maybe you could blackmail them.
No, but that's a great point. What would happen if Secret Service agents, a few of them are on vacation, they decide we're going to go to Amsterdam, we're going to toke up, somebody catches them on camera, are they done? I mean, they're doing something completely legal.
This is nonsense.
Okay, I changed my mind on this whole thing throughout the day, actually this morning. When I first heard it, I was thinking exactly what you guys are thinking. But it's not necessary that they did this, is the point. Now, I looked for Daryl Issa. I was like, oh, Daryl Issa is going to be like, look what the Obama administration is doing. Investigation. He didn't say that the entire time. I was waiting for bashing of Obama. And maybe on Fox News, but I don't count them.
Oh, but JR, that's because it's so tangential. But by the very fact that he's on television, he's implicitly bashing Obama, okay? Because it's not like it's... You think if it was a Bush who was president, Issa would be on television talking about how the Secret Service did something terrible?
Well, the thing is, there'll be people out there saying it from the other side, saying how horrible the Secret Service is acting, right? And then they'll be on TV saying, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. They'll be defending the administration. Now, he's not doing that. He's just not mentioning them. Now, I've never seen Republicans be kind of coy about it going after President Obama. They never say, well,
But you know why, JR? It's because in this case, they have to pretend to be outraged that the Secret Service wasn't protecting him. So it's hard to say it's his fault for not getting protected as much. They have to pretend that they care about the president in order to be outraged. Do you see what I'm saying? But they're not outraged unless it's to do Obama bash.
I mean, because there's a thing. Also, part of the Secret Service's code is to not do shit like this. Yes, it's legal in that country. Do it on vacation, dude. If it was saying, oh no, if you're on vacation, you get caught doing whatever, it doesn't matter because you're on vacation. Now, in reality, being a Secret Service agent, it doesn't have necessarily be for the president in this particular case. Whatever you're doing there, you're compromising what you're doing. It's like it's Secret Service. You know how people think, oh, it's so badass. They walk around with sunglasses on and they get all this detailed information. It's a privileged position. It's a high profile kind of position in some cases. I know sometimes they just stand there and watch nobodies, but there's other situations. I think it's a high profile enough thing that if you're there working, you're there for a week, you can't do the bullshit you just want to do for a week. Sorry, you're a Secret Service agent.
Well, let me put it this way, JR. Okay, if they came to me, I was their boss, and they asked for authorization to fuck the hookers, I'd say, hey, you know what? Maybe not this time. Maybe you wait till you're on vacation, okay? So I agree with you. Technically, they shouldn't be doing it. I think the question is, now that we found out they're doing it, what are the repercussions? Are you going to fire them? I wouldn't fire them.
I don't know. I don't know. It depends on how serious of a rule this is and how it's if it's the rule that beat into their head when they get started. I mean, yes, it's legal. Say you get, like you guys had the drunk thing. Because I think it's at the same level of legal nature, right? It's legal. It's fine. You can get drunk. But you probably shouldn't do it and then let the random people around know that you don't know who you're talking to and who you're associating with, get involved and in the middle. Like you said, I don't know, it's crazy. Daryl Issa made sense to me. They got people in their hotel rooms. You don't know who they are. You're in a foreign country, dude.
Oh, here comes paranoid JR.
You don't know who they are. I mean,
okay.
If your job is security and you don't know who you're bringing into your room, dude, that's the epitome of not doing your job.
You know, it's a hooker.
Yeah, you don't know what else she's doing. It's a different country. I mean,
what else he's doing? Well, then you might have blackmail issues. Okay, but
like, how perfect is it if you do want to get in somewhere and you're part of some foreign government, even if it's not even trying to do something crazy in the face like kill somebody, you just want to get in and get some information. Send a chick. Send your hooker. She's gonna get in there because guys are stupid and somehow can't get sex in America, but have to go and do it on the job in Colombia. I don't think it's worth it. It's just not worth it.
I see Justice Jackson beginning to sway the jury. Okay, and the funny thing is, you know what the Chinese do? Okay, this is unfair, but there was a Chinese spy, I believe here in California. She wasn't even that hot. She was middle-aged, whatever, right? Like had sex with every government official. Like she's married, they're all married. She's like boom, 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 boom. She hit at least two, I think three, okay? And they all got in massive trouble. Meanwhile, she's a spy for the Chinese and she's getting all the information. But guys were like, oh, there's a reasonably attractive, kind of attractive, barely attractive, middle-aged Asian woman. I jump in, right? So, I mean, JR has a decent point in that regard. But JR, look, if you're talking about impairing their work, if they're drinking or having sex with prostitutes while they're On the job, oh hell no, right? Obviously you get fired over that, right? But at night, you're not going to let them have a beer. You're not going to let them, da-da-da with a da-da-da.
I mean, I feel like you're on the clock 24/7 if you're in a foreign country and you're Secret Service. That's all. I think there's no off the clock, is all I'm saying.
Justice Issa with his ruling there. Okay, I hear you though. I hear you. I vote against you, but I hear you.